What is up, Generals? It's Fiasco, and we're back with Ultimate General Civil War, the JNP Rebalance mod, Confederate Major General. Let's play. We're taking a look at the army before we head on the trail towards Second Bull Run. It's a very exciting battle. I really enjoy this from the Union perspective. I think it's one of my favorite battles on the Union perspective. And I'll be completely frank with you, it's been long enough since I've played it from a Confederate perspective that I'm sure I'm going to like it, but I actually don't remember, like broad strokes. I remember kind of what you do in the battle, but man, it's actually been a minute since I've gotten this far in a Confederate campaign. We'll take care of Manassas Depot. I've been warned a little bit that this is a bit of a bitch with the rebalance mod and the amount of forces that I'm given. So we'll see. That might be either I suck it up and take a draw, which would be disastrous, I think, in the long term, or we go from there. But Cedar Mountain isn't all that bad in terms of what it asks us to do. So the play area looks something to the effect of like this, give or take. It's this square right here. And there's a couple ways I think you can do it where, I've seen people just engage at the front and just draw the army, the Union, the AI will charge, and you can fight them in the river there or something. I've seen flanking missions where they just hug the wall and they come all the way down over here. This seems like it's relatively easy once you can kind of breach to push the army out into the open. But I have an issue here because I think, if I remember correctly, you're fighting uphill in this instance, and we all remember how Malvern Hill went. So I'm disinclined to move in that direction. My preferred tactic is to flank hard on the left and then push down. And admittedly, this does mean that you're fighting at least partially in the open into covered terrain, and that's, we will say, far, far, far from ideal. But you're fighting downhill, and you have a solid base from which to operate. So you can use this, I don't know, trapezoid type thing here, and maybe even a little bit of the town. I forget if the map that goes that far north. And you can kind of spot maybe from there with snipers, or I'm bringing a ranger unit and that kind of deal. And then I think we'll see if we can't stick some units here so that if they do try and come, mostly they're kind of posted up right here. So my hope is they'll come and try and fight me. They'll move and come fight me because I'll be shooting them and that kind of shit. So we'll be able to pester them with fire and that kind of deal from here without really promoting a full-on attack down into this territory. Although, frankly, if they do attack from there, again, this is a great position to defend from. So if they wanted to attack that way, that's great. My worst fear is that they just sit there and twiddle their damn thumbs and be like, "Hey, whatever, bro, we're on the flag. It's all good." To that end, let's take a look at the army. So we've done a little bit of cleanup work post Malvern Hill 2.0. We have an experiment I'm doing with the names. I know that I've been kind of chatting about how I'm unhappy with the nameology in terms of it's not giving me enough information. So whether or not it's superstitious or not, I like keeping the divisions together. I will admit that I was initially kind of like, how can that make any sense? It doesn't have any real impact in terms of losses on division commanders. And frankly, I'm sure it doesn't in terms of the mathematical die rolls or how the systems work. But keeping divisions together seems to, encourage more cautious or careful play. And when you do that, you, at least in my perspective, take fewer casualty losses. So we came into this camp screen with a little over $100,000. I want to say it was like 108,000 or something like that. And we'd used the perk points on Enfields, which, as you can see, I've applied all of them to the army. So the first thing I've done is I've created a holding corps at frustrating levels of expense, but it is what it is. It's just much easier to organize things, I think, with a holding corps. So then what we've also done is spun up a couple of new units. This is some pretty exciting stuff, and I'm hoping that the long-range punch will draw the enemy army, into engagements that I've thus far struggled to get them to come. So 1st Division, 3rd, 11th, 15th, and 25th Infantry. Note that 3rd Rifles maintains their moniker of Rifles. Now, why is that? So let's just presume that I'm going to be using the Musketry Drill perk for every single unit, because I am. I'm going to be using this perk for every single unit. However, Johnny made a comment that I'm going to struggle in the late game when the Confederacy is, in fairness, tasked with attacking dug-in Union positions pretty regularly. I'm going to struggle in the late game if I don't have a Grenadier force. And I've been struggling with what I want to do as far as my naming, because just using infantry repeated ad nauseum is kind of annoying. So if you're an unperked unit, it's militia. As we've seen, militia don't last long. Militia pick up their infantry moniker pretty quick. They pick up their first star with it seems like trivial ease, which is a fantastic problem to have. The second star seems to be quite a bit harder to come by, but that's where I think I'm going to start using the opportunity to really differentiate what units do. So Rebel Fiasco, he's perked at for speed, accuracy, reload time, and his personal larger command radius. And we're pretty close to minting our first real generals. Bernard Lee, James Longstreet, and where else is he? Sam Cable here are all pretty close to ticking over, although I think maybe Kemper might be too. So Kemper and Cable, where is he? Yeah, Cable. Kemper and Cable are actually both officers that are with us in the tutorial battle, which is pretty nifty. So that's what we got going on as far as the infantry monikers are concerned. The 1st division in each of the, or 1st brigade in each division all has Enfields, which with, as you can see, diminishing stats. 3rd Rifles really is one of our premier units. This is one of our, banner standard bearer units in the entire army. And they're really just doing wonderful work. So then I've got a lot of other, they're like, they still got 1 star, but they're kind of rookie units, so to speak, mixed in with some harder veterans. So then we have the artillery package. The 1st Artillery will perennially go with me wherever I go. And they're still rocking, apologies. They're still rocking for now anyway. 6-pounders, they have the horse artillery perk to really just kind of be always there with the infantry. Wherever the infantry goes, 1st Artillery goes with it. And then you've got the mid-range focus that gives them an accuracy and a nice boost to the longer 2 ranges of their range band fire. So it doesn't really explain it here in terms of canister, shot, and shell, but it's canister. The 6-pounders already have phenomenal, just great canister fire, and they have they pretty significant drop off past, like, for long range work. They're still pretty okay, I think, for canister work or for shrapnel work. They're fine. 18% is obviously quite a bit lower than you might like. But they fire fast enough that I'm okay with it. And I don't know, my perception is that they do good work. So we have 7th Ordnance. They're a long range focused 10-pound Parrot unit. Let's go ahead and make sure that they're tipped up. Yep. Okay, cool. No. Maybe for 2nd Bull Run, but we want to use that to buff another unit. I have another 10-pound unit that's currently 6 guns. I'd like to bump it to 9. So there's the temptation to bring it to what is, in my head, the regulation strength of 12, which represents 2 historical batteries. On paper were 6 guns. And the Union historically had no problem maintaining that strength. Their industrial capacity was such that the historical capacity, on paper strength of a battery of 6 guns was trivial for them to maintain. It was much, much, much harder for the Confederacy to reliably hit that number. Historically, I think brigade strengths were somewhere in the vicinity of 1,500, give or take. And there was a great deal of variability in that particular stat. So while it's very uniform here because, hey, we're playing a video game and I work in data, I live and breathe spreadsheets, so I can't deal with different numbers. It is what it is. So then we have a brand new unit. We have 2 brand new units, and it's right there on my screen, guys. There you go. 2 brand new units I'm very excited about. We finally have our 20-pound Parrot unit off the ground. This is our first. Just the 20-pound Parrots were in the vanilla version of this game, just absolute monsters. And let's take a look at why I like this gun so much, at least on paper. I've never actually played with the 20-pound Parrot in the Rebal mod, so we'll see. So the 10-pound Parrot has been the current reigning king of counter battery fire. Let's take a look at why. It's got a great range out to 900, which currently long range focus, so 900 times 0.15, little over, I don't know, math. It's that far. Its effective damage range is just under 32 to 45, but take a look at its damage curve. It's really not very impressive at all until you tick out to its absolute max range, right? Like at the very, very shortest of ranges, it's doing 22% damage multiplier. So you're like, oh god, this cannon is terrible. And it is in a canister fire role. You would not use this unless you were in, like it's this or nothing, right? You would not use this in positional defense or close order work. Now take a look at the short, medium, and long range. It dips even lower. So this gun is not the kind of thing you want to be using for anything else except for extreme long range. So, but what's this? It jumps up to 15% at the maximum range. Again, good range, slow fire rate, considering that I consider this to be great. And where's I don't have any in this particular group. Do I just upgraded all the 10-pound Parrots? That's great. That's a fantastic problem to have. The ordnance, which I have lots of, is pretty fast firing. I mean, I'm pretty. It's got a pretty fast fire speed. Yeah, the 6-pounder fires faster, but I mean that's really all it's got going for it, except for a broken damage curve that is going to get fixed. So 60 fire rate's pretty slow, but it ticks up to its absolute max range, which is great. What means that this is a cannon that is, in my mind, optimized for counter battery fires. And as this unit continues to grow in stats, it's just going to continue to be just very effective in that role. So let's take a look at the 20-pounder in comparison. So it's already 100 points of range farther. It's got a wider damage curve, which I'm not wild about. As you can see, I'm not crazy about the damage range. It could be as low as 25.5, and it could be as high as 42.5. The Parrot has a higher range, and I think a narrower one as well. Off the top of my head, 15, roughly, let's call it roughly 13 points of difference, or a range of, and this is, it's like 17 or 18 is the width of the min and the max. I mean, I'm not good at like head math really quick. Anyway, so what I'm saying is the range here is wider. It could be, explodes off, and Henry Hunt does not approve of this. So, and it fires incredibly slowly as well, but it's super reliable in terms of its damage. It does 20% of damage pretty much wherever it's shooting. So I don't care what I'm pointing this thing at. It'll do great work whatever I'm pointing it at. Let's just, for comparison, take a look at my second favorite general purpose gun, the James. So the average fire rate of 60, pretty nice, solid, gentle downward degradation curve on the damage curve, and then a nice narrow range. So this is a great general purpose gun. Anywho, back to what I'm doing. So we have my very first 20-pound Parrot unit. Very excited. We'll see how it goes. I happen to have a kernel laying around that was enough leveled up to give him a perk, so that of course went into long range focus. For a gun like this, that's not even a question. There has been some discussion about whether or not I'm overvaluing the horse artillery perk or not. And that may well be a playstyle thing. I keep my ship pretty mobile, and I know I personally place possibly an unrealistic or an unduly high value on mobility. We have and then another brand new unit. I also had another officer around that I borrowed from another unit that I traded down for. I transferred Zach Cable into our second 24-pound howitzer unit. So we've got one. We got 5th Artillery sitting around. Well, it'll be 5th Howitzer once I'm done renaming it, but right now it's 5th Artillery. And so we've got 12 Howitzer, which is a brand new unit. and this is currently one battery, so it's one brigade of one battery, and it's another unit of 24 pounders. Just like with the other one here, we got the long range focus on it, so we'll see how that goes. And as a reminder, at the end of the last battle, I took 2 more perks in recon to bump my spotting up. So right now we're looking at basically AO is going up more or less as it has to, essentially. And then so recon, econ, lol, recon, econ, and logs are the things I'm focusing on. One of the nice things I've seen with training as well is that these brand new units have decent stats right off the bat, which is really kind of fun. And then, so yeah, we'll get back into that. Everybody's using good muskets, Harper Ferries, Enfields, 1861s. These are the kind of guns I'd be drooling over having at this point in time in the campaign, from the vanilla perspective. And it's very nice to be using what I would consider to be the actual weapons used historically. The 61 was used very often. It was a very common weapon. The Enfield, very common weapon, and this is what makes up the bulk of my army. I have still some 1841s in rotation and that kind of deal, all that kind of fun stuff. So we have 20th Sniper, and there's another sniper unit, 28th Sniper. These are, my elite sharpshooter units, whatever. And then, may as well go ahead and bump these guys up as high as I can by every single Whitworth. This gun is a huge moneymaker. And then we have the 2nd Light Infantry unit at the regulation strength of about 300. And that is 31st Ranger. And right now they're spec'd at musketry. I forget what the middle tier of these perks. I'd love to be able to just look at them. I know the game won't let you do that. That's not a mod thing. It's a game thing. I'd love to look at them and sort of plan out my builds. But I'll probably take marksman. Honestly, I'll probably spec them the same way. I'm just going to, their tactical role is going to be different, but I'll spec them the same way. And the reason I say that is stealth and spotting. The other alternative, I think, is cover and speed, maybe? Does that sound right? Whatever. I'll probably spec them the same way. I'm just going to use them differently. So these guys obviously have the scoped Whitworth with the insane damage range and all that kind of shit, blah, 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 whatever. Snipers, right? Like in the name, you kind of know what they're going to do. Done. The Rangers, I've talked about them being my general purpose light infantry for the intention of of scouting and all that kind of crap. So they're going to do that. So I'll probably spec them the same way because I want them to have spotting. That deletes the unit. I don't want to do that. Special name for unit. Type it here. Yeah, believe me, I got plenty of that. Yeah, okay. Anywho, so this is the army. I have not run a test run, so we're going to see how this goes. Let me see. We got 18 brigades to their 19, 14,300 to their... Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. 23,000. Oh, my God. Okay, well, that'll be fun. So they've got 10,000 men on me. Good gravy. And they've got 50 guns on me as well. Man. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, and we're supposed to attack. The Yankees they know we're here. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Yep. You have no choice but to attack. Repel them. Repel them. Yeah, man, they outnumber us 10,000 to 1. Or they outnumber us, 10,000. Oh, geez. Okay. Let's see how we do. All right, so like I said, so we do get to have some of this town, which is good. I think, let me see. I wish, they had this thing in the Gettysburg version of this game where they would give you terrain mapping, because you can see the map here is 3-dimensional. It doesn't look like it a lot of the time, like especially up here, you can't really tell at all. So I have seen it happen where we attack from here up into this region, and I don't think I want to do that because it's attacking uphill is basically my issue. Although there is, I think, some warrant in occupying this space, and then this really only gives them this narrow corridor to attack you in. And so you just stick, you know, my howitzer unit and the 6-pounders here and say, like, you can't have this, and then trust the fact that musketry will kill them out here and that kind of deal. I prefer, although it's still not great, fighting up here and using this urban terrain to hopefully scout down that way and catch them in the open. So we'll see. Let's take a look at what I'm going to do here. So this is the traditional top-down camera. All right. Stannard and Rebel Fiasco. We'll go ahead and do. Okay. We want 3rd Division to sort of lead the charge. These are our most expendable units. So 31st Ranger leads the way with 3rd Division bringing up the rear. The artillery is a weird kind of... I've experimented conceptually with just creating an artillery division and leaving it at that, so that I can just click all of 1st Division and go. And I like that as a concept, but I'm not married to it. All right, so we're going to have 20th Sniper and 31st leading the way. Sniper's going to go ultra wide. They're going to go way the fuck out here, because I want them I just want them out of the way, honestly. I want them out of the way. I want them to have, because 600, let's see, 600, they're probably going to be able to shoot from like these houses into the woods down this way. So if they do come and get me, they're going to have a lot of opportunities for some solid gold. That's it. So let's get 2nd Division loaded up. All right. And let's get 1st Division out there. 2x2, I think. So let me see. I feel like this might be weighting it way the hell too heavy this is banking too much on the value of a left flank. The reason I say that is I wonder, am I going to have enough frontage to fight with that many units? Because I can put probably six units here, give or take, some artillery support, and then 1 or 2 in reserve. I think I've only got, so that might be the entire thing. But I'm worried, I don't know. Do I want anything here? Because shooting them in the creek is certainly attractive as a proposition. Oh, you know what? And yeah, I think maybe I do, because I want to have the counter battery units back here and just protect it. Okay, let's earmark 1st Division for that task then. So you have a new mission, 1st Division. And the reason I'm doing that is because you've got 3rd Rifles, some of my more experienced units, and certainly my most expensive division in terms of they've got the Enfields. They've got the largest proportion of Enfields. They've got collectively 2,500 of them. Or no, not 25. 25. So we'll put 1 probably here, like further back, so they can shoot there, and another, and then 1 and 2 in reserve. And we're going to put the counter battery units with them. Yep. Supply will probably just bounce back and forth. Fiasco will certainly go with, wow, look at that. Oh, man. That command range is fantastic. All right, and we're going to want these way the hell up front, just because they're going to take forever and a day to get where they're going. Although that's not necessarily the case for 1st Artillery. All right, so general scope of operations then. We're going to post up 1st Division, and I don't know how far they shoot this far. So I need a gauge of range. So from the edge of the woods to the edge of the woods, that means I can probably put them here and they'll be able to shoot artillery and stuff in this region. So that's not the end of the world. I want them covered, and I worry about something coming across here and engaging directly. So maybe I deploy at least one brigade. Excuse me. Yeah, you guys are fine. I put one brigade back here, way the hell back here, hopefully in stealth. And they can at least just kind of see stuff. We've put recon points into spotting. Our spotting, I think, is probably higher than 200, if that seems right to you. Holy shnikes. Spotting 1,000. Woo! All right, yeah, enough talking. So we've got 1 unit for reserve, 2 units to provide supporting fires to the eventual attack, 1 unit to watch our flank, and then the main attack. All right, let's do this. Boop. All right, pause and issue our initial orders. What do we think? Back here? Should that be okay? That should be sufficient. We'll find out. 2 trees. I mean, I know how in my mind I'm kind of like, well, they would need to be here to fire out of the woods effectively, but that's the game seems to treat terrain as like an area of effect rather than anything else. All right, let's post you up there. Post you up just the very first time. Yeah. And that should give them the range to shoot into the creek. That's really all I really want them to do. You're coming for, where do we put you? Probably in these woods too, for now anyway. We'll figure it out. And then we got you coming there. All right, 20th Sniper and 31st Ranger. And let's just get you guys in the woods and we'll figure it out what to do when you get you there. All right, let's get Fiasco there and the supply wagon. Just chill out of the way. We'll figure out what to do with you once things start moving. All right. Issues ordered. Wait. Orders issued. Sorry, guys. And let's do this. Thanks for bearing with me, those of you that have, with the replay on Malvern Hill, and especially huge thanks again to Panda for, this really active conversation back and forth between. Oh, son of a gun! I didn't give artillery the orders, which is fine in the case of first artillery. It's not going to be that big a deal. In fact, I don't want to give them too aggressive an order because they move pretty quick actually. But I do want 12th Howitzer to start moving now because they're a heavy unit and they need to get up in position and that kind of deal. All right. Yeah, so thanks for the active conversation, and it's been really, really great being able to kind of go back and forth with people about this stuff. I think this game is really awesome, and it's really fun to just kind of have, I don't know, people who kind of get as nerdy as I do about this stuff and try and, balance the historical against the gamist stuff, and it's just fun. Well, while a lot of this stuff is setting up and we have some downtime before I inevitably get sucked into the minutiae of the battle, here we go. We have our first bits of spotting. Man, those points in recon, holy shnikes, man. So while I'm moving into position, let's talk a little bit about the stuff coming up. It's pretty exciting stuff, I gotta be honest. Okay, so it looks as if they're aggressively moving into this wood here, and if that's the case, let's post you and let's get ready to fight for the woods. This is all fine. These are all moving into position. I'm still content to kind of move up here and do the thing. I think I can't. Oh shit! At least 2 brigades split. 25,000. Holy moly. So briefly, before we get into this then, I'm really excited for what Ultimate Admiral looks like it's shaping up to be. Age of Sail is, very exciting and very interesting. I have seen less about Ultimate Dreadnought or whatever the the sort of the steel belt version of this game is shaking up to be. And it seems as if the two games were developed in tandem. And to me, it kind of looks like Ultimate Admiral was a continuation of Game Labs' other naval game. And then they kind of just decided to be like, hey, Ultimate General is really successful as far as a brand. Let's go ahead and stick this under that moniker. And honestly, like, I can't fault them for that logic. That's great kind of a thought process. All right, here's our first target. And we also have a unit. So I'm going to let these guys get into position. I don't have an idea. Long range, weak melee, heroic, morale, fresh, average, cover. Is this because I'm getting more points into recon? Probably. It's got to be what it is. Strong melee and confident, morale. Huh. 2-star. Okay, cool. So I'm excited about that game. It seems like it's going to be a full spectrum kind of deal where you've got naval operations and, you know, shore bombardments and then also landing ops and that kind of deal. Let's not lead with the artillery, shall we? Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Let's get you posted up here. Let's get you posted up here. We're going to let these guys sit for a second. Let us get a better so Prince and Prince. So we haven't seen anybody else. Prince, Hall, Bayard. I thought I saw, yeah. This to me looks like one brigade. There's got to be more, obviously, but I wonder what sort of deployment we're seeing in the trapezoid. Yeah. 25th can handle this. That's fine. So third might be in an interesting position to sort of be spoiled. I'm worried about this, actually. Third might be in an interesting position to act as a spoiler unit. We're going to go ahead and leave 5th in reserve then and send 11th into position, because if they're going to be nose to nose with artillery before I have a chance to counter, I don't want to let my best unit get chewed up in a prolonged artillery duel. Sorry, 11th. It looks like it's your turn on the barrel. Here we go. Okay. So there's at least 3,000 infantry in these woods, and then a force of cavalry as well is moving to flank extreme left. I don't know if these guys are enough. They should be to handle that. Oh, upgrade that to 4,500. That'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right. So the first ordnance unit is in position, and I think they still need to be dedicated counter battery. Okay, so no plan, contact with the enemy, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm probably going to need to actually do it looks like a pretty healthy amount of fighting to clear out this woods. However, we should be able to hopscotch with 31st kind of as acting as a blocking force against Bayard, and the 20th firing from these woods into these woods. That should be it should be fairly easy for me to kick these guys out of there, to evict them from those woods. All right. You're unpacked. Perfect. Okay. So if they were back here like I was expecting, I would have needed to advance them further. And this is the shorter range 10-pounder, so the 20-pounder should have no problem shooting at that. And I'm nervous about them too, but Hall is the larger, more important target. Also, they have, 80 guns, and this is a 600-man artillery unit, which means my 300 means 12 guns. This is probably the full 24 guns, if not more. Great. So they may only have 2 units. Probably, I would say probably a third, if I had to guess. All right, keep advancing into the woods. Bully the infantry out. Ah, there's the third. Okay. 1, 2, 3, all maximum size, or this may not be the maximum size, honestly. They're just freaking huge. 674. What does that translate to? Because I would need... This would be 450, and that's 18 guns. So 600 on the nose would be 24. This is like, what, 20... Call it 50 men a gun at that point. So I don't know. Yeah, a lot. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can't push the Ranger Regiment into this area. Get the snipers over this way. Yep. Worried about that. Yep, skirmishers as well. Looks like Bayard. Okay, good. So we should be able to enter this terrain without major issue. Excellent. Good work, Jude. Good work. All right. In that case, we can't... My initial orders won't be sufficient. So the 2 artillery units are fine. We need to deploy on a wider... We need to deploy on battle frontage. All right. Hold. Pivot outward for supporting fires, but otherwise hold. So we'll leave the attack to 5th, 10th, and 26th. 11th and 3rd supporting, and then 15th we'll just try and keep them busy to the front. Come on, guys. All right, you're loading. That's fine. We're still getting into position. I get it. Of course. Yeah, target the better unit. That's fine. All right, put musket fire on them. This is going to hurt. This is gonna hurt because we're gonna take a minute, unfortunately, to knock these guns out, I think. All right, let's just leave you there and let you run. But it's working, and there's no blocking force, so Hall shouldn't be major problems. Bates and Robinson are going to be a larger issue. I don't know the fix to that. Nice. Yeah, so the snipers are already firing at Carroll. We're slowly getting our troops at what I would call a proper battle frontage along this line, and we're going to slowly see if we can't kind of take this wedge and then see if we can't kick them out of here. If we can do this, I'm pretty sure Hall's not long for this world. Ouch. Ah, jeez. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know how much more abuse Hall can stand up to, but frankly, neither do I know how much more abuse 11th can stand up to, so... Although that is nice that Fiasco can fire and stand back here. All right. How are we doing, artillery? You're loaded. All right. I'll let you guys get off one volley and then start pushing forward. The howitzers can do the same. We should be able to kick these guys out of the woods without too much difficulty, I think. Oh, my word. That is very nice and effective. Okay. Who was that? Jesus. Twice the guns. More experience and better. Okay, wow. I love 24 pounders or 20 pounders. Woo, keep going, guys. Go ahead and fire. There it is. Good job, guys. All right, get right up there. Cool, cool. Let's move. Let's advance the reserve as well. How are we doing, boys? Doing okay. Yep. We're really putting the screws on Hull now. That's good. All right. You're not eating canister fire. That's like the biggest thing. And this isn't really like there's a couple of split units in here. So Tower and Prince both split. Okay. Good. Shoot at the formed brigade. I'd love to have these woods. I'm perfectly fine detailing 1 or 2 brigades to just keep on fighting this off. And it looks as if we're not going to be able to break these, for now anyway. Get the light infantry in these houses. Looks like the Bayard Prince and then the 2 generals have taken that over, which is fine. So we've put the herd on Hull. As much as I am strongly tempted to keep shooting at Hull, I know in the case of 11th, I need to put the screws on Crawford and get him out of there. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Okay, 20 pounders. I love you. Where's the other skirmisher unit? They're around here somewhere. So I would love to dedicate another unit to support 25th. Alternatively, I'll fall 25th back and leave them here and just accept that they're going to exist only to guard my flank. I don't want these guys sucking up casualties just because they can. Yeah, you probably need to scoot forward a bit. You're fine where you are, right? Yeah, you're good. Keep shooting it. Now let's just, I would love to take this whole unit out, but frankly, at 545 men left, it would take a lot. These guys would be left to do an awful lot of unmolested damage, and I need to, if I can, just spend this battle sort of bouncing back and forth and keeping them all morale shocked. I'm fine with that. You guys are winning this firefight. Good friggin' Christ. Oh, great. Wonderful. Good job. All right, let's get you back in the cover. You stay there. Honestly, don't move. They don't see you. That's wonderful. Okay. I might swap these two. Or you know what? I might just pull you back and put 2nd in your place. And this is purely an economics decision. Right now, it looks like whoever's in this position is kind of going to be stuck in the barrel, getting just kind of shelled at short range and that kind of deal. I have a fuckload more 1861s. In fact, every guy I kill here probably has an 1861. Enfields are much harder to come by. So you need to fall back and you need to move up. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just... This doesn't make any sense to fight that out over there. Excellent. Great work. Oh, really good, dudes. Really phenomenal. Could not be more pleased. All right. So we got a nice collection of stuff back there just begging to get shot to shit, which is great. Honestly, we've got stuff in cover as well, which is wonderful. All right. What are you waiting for? Where's the supply wagon? How are you shooting at them? They're in... You can't see them. Okay. Hey. Honestly, here's fine. And should serve my purposes. Yeah, I want to keep you at the outside edge of your range. So every single 20-pounder 20-pound parrot you can get your hands on is pure gold. It's worth every penny. Do it. Just don't ask questions. Just do it. Nice. It's silly, but sometimes these battles do just seem to devolve into kill his cannons and then win the battle. Like, kill his cannons and then win. Like, that's the battle. That's a losing engagement. I should have brought cavalry. No, don't shoot them. Keep shooting the cannons. Alright, good. This is interesting. A great little mass exodus going on over there. Alright. So there's one over here, one over here. Actually, I do want you back over in this position then. If I know there's nothing over here, then we should be okay. And now, actually, you can be a spoiler. So the general engagement has been joined. We're past the sort of opening skirmishes. Counter batteries are doing their job. And snipers are doing just great. Could not be happier with this army. It's really doing a wonderful job. All right, let's go ahead and make sure those elements are doing okay. Get you... Ultimately, I want you there. So let's just, ultimately I want you there. 3rd Rifles will support 25th, and we'll get these skirmishers out of here. So let me see. They're not really hitting that hard. I wonder if these aren't 3-inch ordnances. They probably are, honestly. Perfect. Very edge of your range. Love it. Fire away. Just doing great. I need more 20-pound parrots. Oh yeah. This is perfect. His casualties are pretty light. I mean, they're reasonable. Like, we know we know we've been in a fight, right? Like, it's not a pushover or anything. We're fighting a battle here, but it's pretty bearable so far. Which are the last words of anybody. Like, oh yeah, we can take this, and then I lose a colonel or something. Artillery seems to be doing a pretty good job at its job. How are we feeling about these houses? Honestly, pretty good. Okay. So where's that second unit of skirmishers? Because there were 2. In fact, you can see skirmishers, Brigade 2. So there were 2. I do not want to trigger a general engagement over here. So I want to scale way the hell back. But, actually, some flank fire into Crawford would not hurt, and I'll bet you 3rd Rifles probably hits real hard. I love it. You can just rely on them to kind of show up. Perfect. Keep on shooting them. Just make sure you guys are shooting at the right things. Good. Good. Yep, we're doing fine. So, yeah, I think this part of the video might not be terribly exciting because basically we just let them grind themselves down against my army. This is the part that I'm least excited about what's going on. Oh my goodness! Oh, oh man! Oh, good lord! Oh, Bayard, man, I am sorry. I mean, not really, but oh my goodness! Okay. Yeah, that is the sort of thing a unit will not recover from anytime soon. Oh, look at this. We're shooting at them, but they can't see me. Very cool. And like I'm tempted to seize the momentum, right, and move into this area. Like, look, I'm attacking downhill. That's great. I would be striking straight into their flank. I'd have a great line on Paul and Bates, and it'd be great. I don't want to do 2 things. I don't want to trip the flag, and I don't want to fight in the open. Like, this is a really great defensive position, and I'm hesitant as all hell to leave it. I am, however, intrigued at the potential of moving you here and seeing what you can do to clear some of this stuff out. Because the 6-pounders, at least in this iteration of the game, have proved to be really surprisingly good at, like, as a general purpose counter. They don't have range. They can't really long range kind of do counter battery work, but they do really good work up close. We're slowly to the point where I'd be confident moving up to these houses, kicking Banks, Prince, and the rest of those units out of there. Because once I'm here, look at how far this guy can shoot. He probably can't do it from the house, but he could fire at Hall from the field, I think, pretty reliably. I think you could see that range. So there's something to that. I'm just whittling this guy down. No one can see us. That's wonderful. Yeah, just stay back there. All you are here to do is to prevent a flank. That's all you're doing. Not like that, but again, they're not hitting all that hard, so I'm pretty sure these are probably 3-inchers, or alternatively 10-pound ordnance, but I like calling them 3-inchers because 10-pound parrots, they're already around. So 3-inchers, probably 3-inchers. Let's see what you can do from that place. If you have the range to shoot at Hall, let's go ahead and knock out one of these batteries. Let's see if we can't get a little greedy. What does your range band look like once you're unpacked? Oh yeah. Do it. Do it to it. Okay. If this is the case, I might not have them stay there long. Yep, that's what I wanted to avoid. Okay. So you're going to do this, and we're actually going to let you melee 65. Perked for firearms. Melee isn't great. And we're going to let them come at me. Actually, no. We'll do this. How do I want to play this? I really want to maintain the integrity of my front line. Okay. Now. Do it now. Are they stopping? Are they continuing to charge? What's happening? Oh, yes. Get one more and I'll call it happy. All right, what are you firing at? Nope, fire at them. One good volley. There it is. What do you got? Can you give me one too? Come on, man. You got to give this up. Give the ghost. It's not working. All right. We need melee experience. Fuck it. We need to level some of these units into grenadiers. It's not your day, hard stuff. How are we doing everywhere else before I go nuts? What happened? Oh. Okay, cool. They're running away. That's fine. In that case, let's grind down baits. And let's fall you back here. You can get some ammo. And then I need Stannard to come back down and refill the other units. How are you doing? Yeah, let's get baits out of here. Okay. You got looks like 1 point of melee. All right. You got it. You're good. Get out of there. Come on. Yeah, okay, so at less than half the guns, the 20-pounders are outperforming the 10-pounders. That's nuts. That's great, though. I mean, it means they're worth their value. That's all I'm getting out of it. And it means a bigger unit of them. And probably as a Confederate player, I'm not going to be able to develop more than just one of these. As a bigger unit of them is going to be totes worth it. All right. So what was I doing before where you couldn't see me? Let's do that again. I think I got 1 point of melee out of that. All right. Yeah, there you go. Good job. There's a lot of weight coming over here. There's a strong potential for a large push on our left. Oh. All right. Snipers and Rangers advance to those houses. If they have given up the ghost, so to speak, over there, we can begin to think about pushing. Interesting. That's not the way that I would play that. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Oh, it is a bad day to be these guys. Ouchie. Hachi machi. Okay, so they're having a bad day. Doing great. They're having a great day. Look at these numbers. Oh, so cool. All right. Keep on keeping on. How you guys doing on supply? You're doing fine as far as I'm concerned. Weird line of sight issue. Ah, okay. They're using the negative side of the hill. Okay, that's fine. I think it's time to start thinking about a more generalized attack. Oh, that's ugly. All right. Come on. Okay, come on. Oh, God, dude. Come on, dude. Oh. There you go. All right, go over there. Where's Banks? Or Hall, I mean. Whatever. I'm nervous about this. They're almost certainly coming across the river. See if we can't get on the other side of the hill. Oh boy. Okay. Do that. You're fine. Keep shooting at baits. That's fine. Keep shooting at baits. That's fine. You're doing great. I don't think I can really ask any more of you guys over here. Let's move 15 over and let's get 11 supporting. I think it is time to take a look at a general attack. Yeah. All right. Your objective is there. Okay. What do? We fall back? I think we fall back. I can't stop that with gunnery. And here's the thing. Really thick, right? Really thick. But we kick in the side of the wasp nest. And what's going on the inside? A bunch of broken, beat up units? Okay. I apologize for all the pausing. All right, orders have been issued. I think you probably want to keep the divisions together, right? Okay. Oh boy. This is quite terrifying. You would not think I would need to play this game on the slower setting. And you would be wrong. Alright, looks like tower... Okay. So I think my center is safe. The worst of the attack has been blunted. We can run down hall. But this is deeply concerning. What is with this line of sight, dude? Fall the fuck back. All right. I'm sure I gave you an order to the contradictory. I'm sure it's user error. It almost always is. But in this instance, for Christ's sake, mate, get out of there. Doing good. And this is actually cool. They're getting a lot of like them running around in the open and stuff as they're having to level their stamina up, which is good. And then same for 31st Ranger. They're doing some good work too. All right. Alright, now I appreciate that that's your direction to fall back. Like, I mean it. Get way the hell back. Alright, seriously? No fucking guns. One volley and charge. I want Hall gone. Oh, hey, you just shot him down. That's awesome. Way to go. All right. This is concerning, but ultimately these units are kind of overexposed. And the other thing that I'm seeing is most of the Union brigades, big-ish, but they're starting to get battered down. Like, this represents a pretty significant portion of their army just off on this random adventure chasing after 25th ID, or 25th IB, I guess. So I'm nervous about them getting some flank fire off here. I just need to get them out of dodge, and if they keep retreating the way they want to retreat, they're gonna be gone. So I need to just kind of suck it up, let them get shot, and then they'll hopefully recover and it'll be okay. Hopefully these guys are tired by now. Oh shit. part of 2nd Division. 2nd Division's where? All just over here. Okay, that's fine. If that's the case, I can have you guys sort of take up the fight in the middle, and then I can have 15th break contact, support 3rd, fall back. Yeah, this is actually looking like an okay plan. 11th, take over this fight. I think you've got, yeah, the Enfields. You're going to win that battle. Stand in the heavy cover. 15th, fall back. Support. Yep, there's the flank fire. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's annoying, but it's fine. Okay, cool. So we want to go ahead and pull 11th from this fight too, and just dedicate all of 1st Division to fighting off Greery and Green. And we have elements of 2nd Division that haven't even been engaged yet, which is to say 13th and 1st Infantry, which is great. So we'll leave 1st in reserve. We've got 2nd already engaged. 5th is doing great. You're loading. You're doing good. Just you're keeping them safe. They're like the spotters, I guess. Look at the sniper team, right? Running low on ammo. Perfect. Good timing. Okay. Okay. Bates is almost out of here, and then we can start shooting at Robinson. All right. We need a hard flank. Oh. Hey. Go get him, Tiger. Excellent. What are you shooting at? Oh, no, that's fine. Go for it. Oh my goodness. Brand new unit. Brand new unit. So good. All right, cool. Greery's already kind of like, maybe that was a mistake. Perfect. Once we get 11th and 15th on a position, we'll go ahead and kind of push them out. I want to really just funnel them from this direction. I want to funnel them back into the main blob. And then honestly, we're just going to blast the shit out of it with artillery. Again, we don't want to take the flag, but we do want to prevent them from really going anywhere. I'm aware that that means that likely they'll start retreating in this direction. And this is like thick woods, and that's crappy. So we get what we get. I'm not that worried about it. But here I'm just trying to keep my casualties to a minimum and that kind of deal. Are they retreating? Are they dead? I can't see numbers. 100, it looks like maybe 117? 140 something? I don't know. Whatever. Keep shooting them. Certainly don't waste your time on infantry. Oh, they're gone. Excellent. Great. Fantastic. Good. Great. Grand. Okay. In that case, you pull up here. That should be about right. There to there. You don't even need to move. You're perfect just the way you are. Aw. And let's go ahead and get 13th right around there and get 1st right around there. And then see if we can't get the artillery right around there so they can provide some supporting work on green when the time comes. Just let this do the thing. They're doing great work. Excellent. I need to break the supply wagon. Actually, I need to capture this and then just use it, essentially, to keep the snipers going. Excuse me. Come on, man, get it. Get it. Also, lower your stamina up. Yeah, get there. Get in there. All right, sweet. What do we got? We got whatever we got. I don't really care. It's fine. Shit, bro. You're actually in a phenomenal spot to, like, spot things. Yeah. Their army's starting to fall apart. Less than ideal. Oh, yeah. There you go. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Whoa, whoa, what did I do? That was me. That was almost certainly me. I'm sure I just misclicked. Yeah. Yeah. They're sort of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of position right now. Okay. So now we've got you guys kind of where I want you. How do I want to approach this? We've got time, right? Yeah, we do. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these guys post up there. And so the intention basically is Battle Drill 1 Alpha. They're fixed to my front with 3rd and 25th. I'm going to have 11 and 15 sweep around to their flank and approach from this direction and attack and cover. Now, this does mean that we're attacking uphill, but they're surrounded from enough sides, and we're going to have 1st artillery providing support fires. So it should maybe be okay. Should probably be okay. We've managed to keep casualties here in control, and I'm okay with. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, like so they want to uncover and move this way, and they just can't. It's so that part of it's actually working out great. And I know I'm not wild about attacking in the open either, but again, we're doing so downhill, and I feel like that makes a big difference. Wait, no. We've got use. That's fine. You can use that, the whole thing. How are you guys doing? Probably a little bit less. They're fine. For the purposes of this battle, they're fine. Oh, shit. Interesting. There's not really a lot I'm going to be able to do about that. That's a large skirmisher swarm. So yeah, if that be the case, let's go ahead and, yep, there it is. That's fine. All right. Prepared to attack. 25th or 15th and 11th are in position. Their front line is crumbling. We are absolutely taking some fire. And I think it's mostly okay. Okay, so we're in a weird position where now the temptation is to move forward and continue engaging, but I don't actually want to do that. I don't want to trip the flag. Shit. This guy. Man, you've barely been engaged. God damn it. Come on. I don't think he was like a super duper well leveled colonel or anything, but it's just really annoying. Colonels are... Oh, I don't know. Like the low level colonels are pretty easy to come by, but the high level colonels are not a dime a dozen, let's put it that way. Frustrating. Frustrating, frustrating. It's okay. Otherwise, I feel like this is going pretty well. That's less than ideal, but it's okay. We're going to get direct musketry onto howitzers here. Should be good. And this doesn't seem tenable for these units. There's that. Close the gap. Blast him out of here. Nice. Okay. What? Look at an hour and a half of time to just blast away. I actually have no idea if taking the flag does anything in this battle. Or rather scenario or not, but let's not test that theory, shall we? It's like me earlier in the battle. What did you say about attacking uphill? Also me later in the battle. Well, but the enemy's there. The one thing I don't want to do is take the flag, right? Like, that's the one thing I've been pretty clear about not wanting to accomplish at the moment. We do want to take out Robinson, obviously. Make it prohibitively difficult for the Union Army to exist, essentially. There's just nowhere safe for them to be right now. It's a really good time to be a Confederate commander on this battlefield. Like, they're covered, but they keep wanting to come out, and I'm more than willing to oblige them in that particular wish. Alright, those two sniper or skirmisher units are gone. Good, good, good. There we go. Supply surrendered, which means Stannard can go back to the artillery, which is good times. Yeah, 1st Division's getting some miles in, man. They are getting... Their Fitbits are very happy with them. Alright. Interesting. They want to get their supplies, I bet. Probably. Okay. What are we doing? Oh, we're finally at numeric parity. Good lord. Oh my god. Alright, I don't think Prince is long for this world. Do I go for the flag? I think no, probably not. Why? 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 Yep, there's you go. Ah, jeez. That's not great. There we go, finally. Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right. I think I don't know. I worry that the time to take this little triangle may have come and gone. But, yeah. This is the last big unit of theirs, looks like. Okay. So, sorry for the lack of commentary. I've been trying to figure out how the hell I want to proceed. We're in this weird place where, like, the best thing for me to do strategically at this juncture is just let it ride. Let my artillery do my artillery's things, and let the snipers rack up a truly astonishing butcher's bill. And I think what I'm going to do is have 1st Division evict Dury, Hartstuff, and Bayard. And then there's really nowhere safe at this point for the Confederate Army, or the Union Army. We might be able to bag everything. Again, I'm not entirely sure if I need to take this to win it or not. But at this juncture, the numbers are actually in my favor, and probably the teeth have been kicked out from under the Confederates pretty handily, I'd say. Yeah, I think we're seeing that in that there's not really there's not really any kind of coordinated battlefield maneuver going on right now. There's just sort of these weird kind of abortive movements that don't go anywhere and get shot to pieces by artillery. And, you know, it's not super exciting to watch, I'm sure, either. There's not glorious, you know, offensive maneuver or anything going on either, but oh, I don't know how much of that you can hear. It sounds like a mover's truck or something, or a garbage trucker. I don't know. It's like it's late on a Saturday, so it shouldn't be too much noise, but I guess there's something. I kind of want these guys to get in there too. Like maybe shoot Bayard a bit or something. The thing is they have the same range as everybody else. All the other infantry does, so I can't really utilize a range advantage too much to my favor. Yeah, just start getting a couple of kills, and I don't know. Yeah, they've gotten some good experience. I'm pretty happy with them. Okay, artillery's done great work. All these units have done. The Army's done phenomenally. I'm really, really just, again, ecstatic with the performance of the individual units. I am more than a little bit quite pleased with just everything, honestly. Everything's performed very well. The plan, I've had to adapt it a couple of times to the changing realities on the ground, but I'm okay with the way things have shaken out. And, you know, I think to the credit of, you know, Panic-Route, as I was undervaluing long-range firepower, and it's clear that it made, I think, a significant difference in keeping my losses, my expenses as little, you know, fairly minimal over the course of this fight. Now, certainly these units here, the snipers have really pulled their weight, but it's not like the other units haven't also contributed pretty significantly, I would say. And I'm going to move up and take the flag in a few moments. Because it should probably result in the AI trying to do something, I would hope. Alright, let me see. What are the vectors of attack here? Smash him in a vice. I want to kill everything in the field. If for no other reason than because I need to capture their guns, to be quite frank with you. Yes, they're in the woods. I think that be a cost we can bear. All right. Mostly 1st Division will push across into the woods here, supported by a small element of 2nd, while 2nd takes the flag, 13th specifically. Honors should frankly go to 5th Infantry, who have earned it in my mind. And it sucks that we're losing the money, but money is not my problem. So we cross. We fuck it. We get some melee experience. Let's get Gordon out of here. We don't give the enemy anywhere to go. And yeah. So we'll see. We'll let the clock run as long as it runs. If the clock runs out, it's fine. But what I like about what we got going on is there's not really anywhere for them to go. And we're just hammering them from every direction. So units should shatter. We're gonna. I think this will hopefully reduce the incidence of that like murder ball kind of concept, where the whole kind of army just sort of routes together in one direction and then just evaporates something when they get in contact with it. So this should hopefully keep them kind of corralled and penned off. We'll see if the game ends here in a second. But I'm broad strokes, I'm pretty happy with all of this, honestly. Nope, looks like we're okay. I'm sure I have 26 minutes then, if the clocks run out. We'll see. There it is. So we can finish this off, which is great. And it does appear as if they want to retreat this direction, which is not all that surprising, all things considered. It is really the only direction left to them. Interesting. Alright, let me close the noose. Stop, you're fine there. They have this just terrible corridor. And then on the other end of it waiting for them is 20th Sniper and 31st Ranger. Racking up some melee kills. Oh. We got one. They're gonna re-surrender here in a second, I think. Or maybe not. And this is all I really care about capturing. That's my 1,000 men that I need for, you know, the additional recruits and that kind of deal. This is another scenario where having cavalry would definitely be, you know, quite helpful. No doubt about it. That's great. That's excellent. Come on. Surrender. I'd love your guns. I guess not. Nope. Ha! All right. There's the general. Super cool. Great, great, great. All right. As we go ahead and mop up, let's go ahead and talk about the battle. You know, I think this is just I'm ecstatic with the performance of the army in this fight, but I think it's really just sort of further proof in the pudding that the concepts that Panda had talked about, you know, line of sight, recon, spotting, that kind of thing, the value therein, I had lost sight possibly of that, you know, value of those things, and this battle's really showing me, you know, they really matter. Like, this battle went pretty smoothly. Casualties were acceptable. I think 5th was the hardest hit, and by and large, I'm generally very content with the performance of the army. Really, really exceeded my expectations, and I had pretty high expectations for the 20-pound parrots. So these are going to be real all-star units, I think, in the army going forward. All right, so now obviously I'm not too worried about keeping divisions together, but I want to go ahead and pin everything in the corner. So yeah, especially when it comes to offensive maneuver, you really need to be careful about your angles, your lines of sight, your all that kind of shit. I think the development of a long-range artillery arm for the Confederate Army is going to be probably a game changer. At this point in time, I was already buying every single 20-pound parrot I can get my hands on. Now I'm like doubly so buying every single 20-pound parrot I can get my hands on. You know, with a with a zealous appreciation for the power of that weapon. All right, let's get you in the woods there, you in the house, you on the edge of the trees. Let's see what we can do. There we go. Got them all 3 of them. And it may just tick over here and be done. Focus on wiping out whole units. Ooh. Get them out of there. There we go. Ta-da! Come on, buddy. Back it in. Jesus. You guys are really sticking it out. I gotta say, I'm impressed. Alright. That'll be done. There you go. Good job. Fantastic. Holy shit. 1,400. That's great. So, I mean, considering the kinds of casualty figures I was taking in the past, that's sort of hard to deny. Also, no guns lost. That's wonderful. I did the thing, whatever, great. Yeah, obviously 20 snipers killed it. First artillery, as usual, right behind them. The howitzer unit, this is a brand new unit. They did great. Also 20-pound ordnance did great as well. And then the rest of the infantry did fine. So it looks like the highest Confederate losses were, 5th Infantry, which is not surprising. 15th, right behind them, again, not surprising. They were one of those units that got pulled into melee. Just had the one unit, one officer deceased, no promotions, which is fine. I think every officer here was a colonel, so it's not that surprising, I suppose. And it seems like it's just a real bear getting someone out of colonel. What do we pick up? So a lot of 10-pound ordnances or 3-inch guns, which is not surprising given what, the performance of the guns. They weren't really hitting all that hard, so I can't complain too much about the large batteries. But there's now basically, that's enough guns to make a whole new unit, which is great. Recovered some Enfields and captured some. Also enough for like 2 units and chains. Not quite 2 units, but damn near to it. For Springfields. And this is why I was so adamant to kill everything, because these are good guns and I can't buy them. They don't have these in the Confederate store. So yeah, happy. Ecstatic of the performance of the Army here. I've been told not to expect the same out of Manassas. So I guess we'll have to see. 54 grand, some money, some dudes, rep, points, all that kind of stuff. So is there anything I want to buy? The Blakely is a consideration. The non-scoped Whitworth for Rangers, also a consideration. We'll see. I gotta say, I think I've really was impressed with the impact of recon in that fight. So what do we have? 3 corps, 5 divisions, 5 brigades per division. And if I push this up one, I can have 6 divisions, still only 5 brigades per division. Okay, do I want 6 divisions? Would I ever want 6 divisions? Yes, because you can start bringing 30 brigades in an attack force. So while I'm not there yet, it is theoretically possible that I would want at some juncture 30 brigades. Okay, so 6 divisions is a thought. Let's see. Logistics is always a good time. More shit in the store, which is never really my problem just yet. Econ continues to be something I want to get behind. Manpower and training are not major concerns just yet, thanks to the strength of the raw Confederate recruit. Let's go ahead and bump up recon. Let's just see more. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, considering where the Army went into this battle, they look great. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Net down of 1. Meh. Whatever. Fine. Seriously, bro. How did you not pick up? I don't know how to why can't I see? Yeah, whatever. He's close, right? Because this guy's got... $84. This guy's got to have 98 or some shit. And yeah, some of these units barely got hit, so hitting first, getting first back up requires barely it's a minor investment. We can even use rookies on 3rd rifles. Yeah, Boom. Easy peasy. Boop. And then you. Way too many. I'm liking 1250. I'd love, I think, ultimately, the dream long term is probably 1500. I like that. It's just a nice round number. I've used it in my other playthroughs. It's a figure that to me just feels right. 1250 gets close. That's what my economy can handle right now. So by necessity, I use a lesser or a smaller number, but I'd like to get that higher. But you know, all things considered, yeah, I think this is fine. This is certainly fine. I know you guys had
Yes, sir.
some losses. I don't think you had any. Nope, I had one. Okay. I think you had some too. Yeah, a couple
Yes,
guys.
sir.
No problem. I don't have an issue actually leveling these guys with rookies either. And predominantly that's because for artillery, very often the firearm stat goes bananas. And then I actually have a hard time leveling the other stats. Morale, I think, goes up on its own. Morale levels up according to battle hours. Yeah, sure. So, I mean, just time in the field, that'll level up. The stamina one, very often, unlike the howitzer units, they're going to move around. That's fine. But the other ones, I don't know. I don't know how to, they don't move terribly often. All right, you guys took a bit of a hit. And do I even bring, I think this is the one where you have your own forces. Yeah, so fuck me. If you get a bad break on the random splitting, that's all she wrote, dude. So what do I have? What am I bringing along? Sharps 59. How in the hell they're getting this many Lorenzas? I couldn't tell you. Good golly. Oh, well, that's a garbage weapon. Blah, blah, whatever. Shit. I am not complaining about these Lorenzas. These are great rifles. And to have them, I mean, I'm over here like, so I should take lots of casualties so I can capture some? I'd love to give a unit Lorenzas. They're great weapons. Napoleon battery. Ooh, boy. Guys, this is going to be tough. 1 3-incher and 1 Napoleon. Like, I've been leaning real hard on good artillery. This is going to be a bear. They outnumber me by 3 grand. It's not the end of the world. And double my guns, but they're all small units, it looks like. So that part might be okay. We'll see, dudes. We'll see. That's going to be a rough battle. Anywho, this is getting on way long enough. So thanks for sticking with me. That was I think Cedar Mountain, right? Is that what that was called? Yeah. Cedar Mountain went exceptionally well, predominantly because I looked at what wasn't working and I thought about, hey, let's go ahead and tweak that. So until the next one, this is Fiasco. I am glad to be making forward progress again, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful Easter season, and I will see you in the next one. It's Fiasco, signing out.